China, a country that just a few decades ago was seen as a poor, largely agricultural nation, and today it stands as the second largest economy in the world. But how did this rapid rise happen in such a short time? What strategies, reforms, and developments turned China from an isolated state into a global powerhouse? In this video, we'll explore the entire journey, from the historical foundations to the economic reforms and the global impact. By the end, you'll understand why China is part of almost every major economic conversation today. To understand China's rise, we need to look back. For centuries, China was one of the leading economies in the world, especially in agriculture, trade, and the production of silk, porcelain, and spices. But starting in the 19th century, decline set in. Colonial pressures, the Opium Wars, internal conflicts, and later a civil war severely weakened the country. In 1949, the Communist Party under Mao Zedong took power. The country became isolated, and the economy was centrally planned. The price was high: famines, extreme poverty, and underdeveloped industries. This historical context is key to understanding how radical the changes from the late 1970s onward truly were. The true starting point of China's economic rise was in the late 1970s under Deng Xiaoping. His famous saying, "It doesn't matter if the cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice." Deng gradually opened the economy to international trade. Special economic zones were established, Shenzhen being the most famous, transforming from a fishing village into today's high-tech metropolis. Agricultural collectives were dismantled, and farmers were allowed to produce and sell on their own. This shift led to a huge productivity boom and attracted early foreign investments. Deng's policies were a balancing act, socialist at the core, but using capitalist tools. In the 1980s and 1990s, China turned into the world's factory. International companies outsourced production to China, from clothing and toys to electronics. The reasons were clear: cheap labor, stable political structures, and a massive domestic market. This export-driven strategy brought in huge foreign currency reserves, which were reinvested in infrastructure, education, and technology. Millions of people were lifted out of poverty, a transformation unlike anything the world had seen before. A milestone came in 2001 when China joined the World Trade Organization. This opened the economy even more to global trade and allowed China to fully ride the wave of globalization. Western companies built massive production sites in China, while Chinese firms started to expand internationally. Coastal cities like Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen became global hubs for trade, finance, and innovation. China is no longer just the world's factory. It has become a global innovation leader. In the 2010s, the country heavily invested in technology, digitization, and high-tech industries. Companies like Huawei, Tencent, Alibaba, and BYD are now global players. Massive spending on research and development has fueled growth in artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, and renewable energy. This push is part of the Made in China 2025 strategy, aimed at leading in key industries of the future. Despite the remarkable rise, China faces significant challenges. For example, the debt, the high levels of debt in government and corporate sectors. Also, the inequality. Wealth is unevenly distributed, especially between rural and urban regions. More on demographics. An aging population threatens long-term growth. And also geopolitics. Trade tensions with the U.S., disputes in the South China Sea, and human rights controversies have strained international relations. These issues show that China's rise, while impressive, is not without its risks. Today, China is a major global player in almost every sector. It invests worldwide, particularly through the Belt and Road Initiative, funding infrastructure projects in Asia, Africa, and Europe. It has become the top trading partner for many countries. In global organizations like the UN and WTO, China's influence is steadily growing. This rising influence brings opportunities, but also challenges and tensions, especially with Western nations. What does the future hold for China? Experts see multiple scenarios. China could overtake the U.S. to become the world's largest economy, provided it maintains innovation and stability. But trade wars, geopolitical conflicts, or internal problems could slow its momentum. One thing is certain: China's influence on the global economy, technology, and politics will only continue to grow in the coming decades. China's rise is one of the most fascinating economic stories of modern times, a mix of reforms, globalization, and innovation. But despite the success, major challenges remain. I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you see China's role in the global economy? Will it surpass the U.S., or is its peak already in sight? Leave a comment below, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of finance and economics.